Thank you very much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. Thanksgiving has crept up on me this year. My fondness for Thanksgiving goes back a very, very long way because I take medical call for everyone on Christmas. I am never assigned call for Thanksgiving. It's always been a day off. Over time, my fondness and skill in the kitchen has developed. Eventually, my mother-in-law, who's hosted our dinners, was unable to prepare them herself, so I started preparing them in my kitchen, then transported everything over there. After her passing, it made more sense to make the dinner in my kitchen and arrange for everybody to assemble here. That's what I've been doing. My menu varies. This is a chance for me to challenge myself to do something a little bit different each year, but also elements of the familiar. My guest list is almost constant. Last year I had a lot of people because my own children came. This year they are going someplace else, which leaves me with either 3 or 4 diners, uh, with one commitment still up in the air. The menu has some basic elements. Being a Jewish home, we start with motzi, we start with bread. I've made multiple different kinds of bread. I like making bread. It's time consuming, a little painstaking, but very rewarding. My default bread over recent years has been a Hungarian loaf, but last year I made bialys for the first time. They were terrific. I don't know quite how practical it is to make that for just a few guests, since that package of yeast ends up supporting 12 bialys, and I would have no place to distribute them to, and 12 rather large ones at that. Maybe I'll make onion rolls. I've never made onion rolls, and people can take them home with them, or I can freeze some, or I could go back to the Hungarian loaf. I try to have an appetizer. Last year, I made knishes for the first time, kasha knishes. They were wonderful. They were also challenging to make, had to be made in stages, had to be coordinated with other dishes on the menu. I could do it again, but this time as a potato knish, perhaps. I have a lot of potatoes to use up. Um, Another year, I made a wonderful herring salad. Uh, that also took a lot of steps. I don't know if I still have the recipe for doing that. Um, and it really needs more people than the number that I will be having. Soup I sometimes make, usually I make. What I'm thinking of is a fish stew where I could eat some for Thanksgiving, have some leftover for Shabbos, send some home with guests. It's not difficult to make. It usually has a number of ingredients. I could make a vegetable soup, a minestrone soup. I try not to make a chicken soup, even though Shabbos is the next day. When I make a whole turkey, there's a carcass. and that carcass becomes poultry soup after spending a little time in the freezer. But chicken soup I try to leave for something that has Jewish content. My salads are simple: Israeli salad, cucumber salad. I've made a garden salad with an Asian dressing. I have good commercial dressing. The salad is more of an afterthought than a centerpiece. The entree is traditionally turkey. With a maximum of 4 guests, I'm not going to make a whole turkey. What works well is a half turkey breast, usually readily available at Trader Joe's or sometimes ShopRite. It takes very little preparation, just some olive oil on the surface, some seasoning, and stick it in the oven for an hour and a half. Take it out and let it cool to where it can be sliced easily with an electric knife. The main plate also has some staples and variants. Cranberry is one of them. Usually, I make a cranberry sauce from fresh cranberries. They are easy to make. You either add some citrus peel or spices and some sugar and let it boil and cool. It's easy to make. Sometimes the cranberry becomes part of the dessert. I have a terrific recipe for an oatmeal cranberry tart, though there are some logistical problems with making it. The fat that I've used before is earth balance, which has become difficult to find and rather expensive when I can find it. So generally, cranberry is better done as cranberry sauce. I virtually always make something with sweet potato, though what I make varies. It could be tzimmus, it could be sweetened sweet potatoes. I have a excellent recipe for that. A form of syrupy sweet potatoes, and then a vegetable depending on what's on sale. Carrots are my default because I always have carrots, or I could always make a sweet potato carrot tzimmus. Then there is dessert. Dessert traditionally has an apple base because they are in season. Apple cake is parva, which is what I need. It also keeps another day for Shabbos and transports well. So if I'm not sure what I'm going to make, it's that. I've made poached pears, which may not be a bad option if I only have a few diners. I've made baked apples. But by and large, the cake type desserts come out better. And we have a beverage. My wife's relatives really aren't into alcohol. So if I'm going to have wine, it will be for Shabbos the next day. I have some beer. I'm the only one who drinks that, but it's pretty good beer. I could put a couple of cans, since I have 3 varieties, into the refrigerator and just pick one. But generally, what goes well is sparkling cider. I buy 2 bottles, and everyone drinks sparkling cider, sometimes including me. Sometimes I opt for beer. But this is one of my efforts. It challenges my skill. And kind of looking forward to making as elegant a setting as I can with however many people join us for dinner. Thank you very much. for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.